If you're dealing with grief during the holidays, then you're in the right place. This video is part of a series on mental health during the holidays. There's a good chance you're hurting, and if so, my heart goes out to you. Maybe you're just trying to survive this holiday season, or maybe this year feels like the worst one yet. Maybe it's your first holiday without someone you love who meant everything to you. And the thought of walking into a room filled with holiday cheer makes your whole body feel tense. And if the holidays are triggering memories or regrets or waves of sadness that feel impossible to control, again, I want to remind you that you are in the right place. In almost every keynote presentation that I've delivered or workshop that I've facilitated over the past few years, grief has been the one topic that audience members and attendees want to talk about the most. Many people pull me aside to talk about it when no one else is looking. Grief is heavy. It takes over. It steals your breath. It makes moments that should feel warm painfully cold. And I'm not saying this as an expert observing from a distance. I'm saying it as someone who's grieving right now. My mom, who passed away in 2016, for some reason I'm just thinking about her a lot right now at this time of the year. One of my best friends who passed away a few years ago, he's coming up for me. The ongoing grief of family estrangement that could have been quickly resolved and reconciled years ago. Letting go of my business that I've owned for 20 years and the identity that came with that, those losses are shaping the holidays for me. So if your feelings are spiraling out of control, if you're craving even the smallest amount of comfort or peace of mind, or just a little relief, I understand. Today I'm going to give you 5 easy ways to comfort yourself during this season, not to fix your grief, but to help you manage it and carry it with more gentleness. And before we begin, if you're struggling or feeling unsafe, please reach out for help. You can call or text 988 anytime. Also, if you're interested in seeking professional help, I've included some resources for affordable therapy in the description. Or if you're just feeling a bit overwhelmed right now, there's a free resource that you can click on in the description to give you some immediate relief. You deserve support, you deserve care, you deserve to make it through this. Let's take this slowly together. I'm Mike Veny, a certified corporate wellness specialist, but not a mental health professional. As I mentioned before, if you need the support of a mental health professional, there are some affordable therapy resources in the description. Let's get right to coping with grief during the holidays. Number 1, revise your expectations. Here's what my friend and licensed clinical psychologist, Dr. Mallory Malkin, had to say about revising your expectations.
You might not be in the holiday spirit every minute of the day, and that's okay, and you don't need to feel guilty about that. Everyone has to go through their own process and their own timeline, and next holiday season might be different than this holiday season. It doesn't have to be this perfect. You don't have to be holly jolly 24/7. It's unrealistic for yourself, and it sets up again that kind of like that expectations talk we were having. If you tell yourself that you have to be this certain way all the time, that's just going to stress you out, and it's going to add to everything else that you're already dealing with.
Here are some ways you can take action now. Give yourself permission to do less this year. Emotionally, socially, physically. Let go of the idea that holidays need to look normal. They don't. Adjust your traditions so they feel manageable but not draining. Remove that pressure to be cheerful, productive, or just on. Communicate with the people in your life, your emotional capacity. Do this with friends and family ahead of time. Recently, I've said multiple times to people that I'm emotionally drained right now and cannot do blank, or my social battery is really, really drained and I need to recharge it. Decide what you can realistically handle and what you can't without guilt, and accept that some moments may be tough and messy, and that's okay. Number 2, honor your loss. Here's what Dr. Malkin had to say about honoring your loss.
You could even create, some sort of additional special tribute to that loved one, whether it's cooking their favorite meal or sharing stories about them. So not being afraid to talk about them. I think it's really important. A lot of people are afraid to share that, and people are afraid to ask because they don't want to make somebody uncomfortable, but sometimes it's just as strange to pretend that person never existed, especially during such a family oriented time.
Here are some ways that you can take action now. Create space to acknowledge your person instead of pretending everything is fine. Light a candle, look at a photo, or say their name out loud. Simple rituals matter. Start a small tradition in their memory, a song, a recipe, a moment of silence. For my good friend that passed away, there are certain songs that I intentionally play so I can think of him. Let yourself cry if you need to. It's a form of honoring them too. Share a story about them with someone you trust. Don't rush yourself to move on. Grief is not linear. Recognize that honoring your loss isn't dwelling, it's healing. Include your loved one in the season in a way that feels right to you. Before we move on, I want to invite you to share something in the comments. Only if you feel comfortable. Grief can feel isolating, but you are not alone here. If you'd like, tell me the name of the person you're missing this season or the loss, or just write something like, I'm honoring someone today. You never know who you might help by sharing, and I personally read every single comment. This is a space where your grief is welcome. Number 3, feel your feelings. Here's what Dr. Malkin had to say about feeling your feelings.
It's not gonna be easy, so expect ups and downs. It's gonna be a roller coaster. You're gonna have moments where you're feeling perfectly typical, run-of-the-mill, and then something's gonna remind you of whomever you lost, and you might just start crying. And that's okay. Let yourself feel the feelings, and roll with it.
So here are some ways to put this into practice. Set aside time to acknowledge and feel your emotions. Start with a calming practice like breath work, meditation, or yoga, or just sitting still. Stay present and allow the emotions to move through you without resistance. Don't resist those difficult emotions, like fully feel them. Intense emotions often pass within 10 to 20 minutes. They may return, but keep surrendering each time. Over time, you'll notice that the emotion loses intensity and fades away. Feeling your feelings is part of self-care, and the Training Refinery, which is a division of Lovely Refinement, has a whole library of courses that can help you by clicking the link in the description. Number 4, process your grief. When you've spent a good amount of time sitting with your feelings and you're ready to begin processing your grief on a deeper level, ask yourself these 3 questions about your loss. What must be mourned? What must be released completely? And what needs to be transcended? And remember, processing grief isn't about moving on. It's about moving with it in a healthier way. There's no right or wrong timeline. Take this at your own pace. These questions can be revisited throughout the year, not just during the holidays. When the answers feel overwhelming, journaling can help bring clarity. If you get stuck, reaching out to a therapist or support group can help you go deeper safely. Number 5, manage depression during the holidays. Depression and grief often show up together, but they're not the same thing. You see, grief comes in waves and is tied to loss. Depression is deeper, heavier, and affects your whole functioning. And here's the part most people don't talk about. If you don't address your grief, it can turn into depression. If you already have depression, especially during the holidays, it can make it much worse. I know this firsthand because I have major depressive disorder. The holidays have always been a vulnerable time for me. Depression gets louder during the holiday season. If you're not prepared, it can completely take over. I'm not going to go into the how here because I made an entire video that walks you through coping with depression specifically during the holidays. If this is resonating with you, that's the video you need to watch next. You'll see it pop up right there on the screen. Click it or choose another video from me that speaks to you where you are right now. And if this was helpful, click like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.